Welcome back to George AI Freedom, where we cut through the hype and show you the real story behind artificial intelligence. Today, a showdown with global stakes. Europe just passed the world's first comprehensive AI law, and the US went in almost the opposite direction. If you're building, investing, or just curious about AI, you need to hear this. EU rules are strict. Document your data, assess systemic risks, publish transparency reports. The US? They just banned state regulation for 10 years. Two approaches, one question. Who will dominate the AI future? Let's start in Europe. The EU AI Act went live in August 2025, and it's a game changer. Here's what it means. General-purpose AI models, like OpenAI, Google, Meta, are under the microscope. Companies must document training data sources and mitigate risks in high-impact applications. Transparency and safety aren't suggestions, they're enforceable obligations. Picture this. Every AI tool that interacts with EU citizens now has to publish a summary of the data that trained it. No hiding behind black boxes. Users get insight, regulators get power, and tech firms, they either comply or pay big fines. Google's on board. They're signing the EU Code of Practice. Meta? Not so fast. They fear the strict compliance requirements. And this isn't just bureaucracy. This is Europe trying to set global AI standards. Think about the implications. If Europe succeeds, every AI firm that wants a global market might have to meet EU standards, effectively exporting transparency and ethics worldwide. Now flip the lens to the United States. July 2025 brought the One Big Beautiful Bill, a radically different approach. 10-year federal preemption, no state or local AI rules. Encourages rapid innovation and domestic sourcing, with foreign influence restrictions targeting China. Big tech lobbying played a huge role. CEOs argued that strict regulation could stifle U.S. competitiveness. In practice, that means companies can innovate fast with fewer compliance headaches, but safety and transparency mostly optional. And the pressure to outpace China drives speed over caution. Imagine an AI startup. In the EU, they're preparing risk assessments and transparency reports. In the US, they're launching features in weeks, scaling globally, and hoping no regulatory storm hits. Analyzing the situation. Both regions show big tech influence, but in opposite ways. In the EU, lobbying focuses on shaping enforcement, softening guidelines, but central mandates are non-negotiable. In the US, lobbying is about avoiding oversight entirely, creating a light-touch federal baseline. And here's a tension point. Google wants to cooperate with EU rules, Meta refuses. In the US, both firms push for maximum freedom, minimizing transparency and risk obligations. For investors and entrepreneurs, this split creates opportunities and headaches. You could profit from regulatory arbitrage or stumble if you misread compliance requirements. Let's take a step back. What does this split mean for the global AI landscape? Fragmentation. Companies need two strategies, one for the EU, one for the US. Competitive advantage. Transparency and ethical compliance could become a differentiator in Europe. Innovation pressure. US startups race forward, but with higher exposure to ethical and safety risks. The question isn't just who is right, it's who will shape global AI norms. Europe wants responsibility, the US wants speed, and big tech, they're playing both sides. Another layer. National security. U.S. rules include domestic sourcing requirements and limits on foreign influence, especially from China. Europe doesn't explicitly target competitors, but strict data and safety rules create barriers for non-compliant firms. Explaining, this isn't just policy, it's a strategic battlefield for AI dominance. Global startups must navigate a web of regulations, risk exposure, and market access. Advising. For creators, entrepreneurs, and AI users. Informative. In Europe, expect compliance-heavy requirements, but long-term trust and market access. Warning gently. In the US, rapid deployment is possible, but safety and ethical pitfalls loom. Encouraging. Your takeaway is understand the regulatory split, adapt fast, and turn it into a competitive advantage. Knowledge is power, and compliance can be a moat if you play it smart. So here's the big question I want from you. Are you Team EU, betting on strict rules and transparency, or Team US, riding the innovation wave? Hit me up on social media or join the podcast community. Let's debate it. That's it for today's episode of George AI Freedom. Subscribe, share, and stay tuned because next week we're breaking down the first EU AI fines and what they mean for big tech's bottom line.